Well, hi. How are you? I'm the Goddess Complex. So I'm going to show you guys what I use for my, I call it Evil Away spray. And it's, like I said, I change it out every so often. It just depends on what I need it for. Like I said, it's the summer season. It's a little bit more so for me. I don't know about other people, but, you know, a little spiritual warfare thingy going on, you know. But this right here, I'm going to show you guys what I use in this spray. And I've talked about this spray in Cards and Coffee. You know, I keep this at the altar where I film. And also I keep some, you know, all these in there with the big altar. But I keep Florida water in a spray as well. I like to spray over everything and also on my hands and stuff like that. Also just over some objects to cleanse them, especially the candles and different stuff like that. But this is what I normally travel with. I spray this before I leave the house. I spray a little Florida water, but Florida water is also in this as well. But normally I reach for this first. And since it is a summer season, I'm going to teach you guys what I use in it, okay? This one's going to be a little different. Normally I put a little charged water in it, and I may still put a little bit because I may end up making Sunday. We had a really bad like lightning and thunderstorm. It was beautiful to me. It was beautiful to me because that was something I prayed for. I said, I wish I could have some lightning water because I hadn't been able to make lightning charged water for my altar and stuff like that. And believe it or not, the ancestor and the spirits, they like it. They like the Florida. They love this. This right here, Florida water. Put this in. I have a little chalice shot glass. It's in the shape of a chalice with a lion on it. They love that Florida water, baby. And when I use like perfume, sometimes I'll take the perfume and put it actually in a little cup thingy too. They love that. Any perfume, colognes and stuff, they love that. Love it. Absolutely love it. Perfume, cologne, whatever, anything like that, they love. And I've used different kind of root waters and different cleansing and blessing waters and stuff like that. Spiritual washes and like, really it's just waters basically. Root waters basically. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what I use for this. And you notice it's green. So I'm going to get to the question. It's green and it looks cloudy, right? So in the bottom, you guys can't see, there is a clear quartz crystal at the bottom. I'm going to go back and put a little small piece of tiger's eye, or I think I'm going to use, well, this is black tourmaline. Black tourmaline. I leave this under my pillow. I have one under my bed, one under my pillow. I have one on my dresser. I have several on my altars. I keep one in my purse. I have a black tourmaline necklace. I've discussed all this before. So black tourmaline is very dominant in my kind of spiritual welfare and wellness in my life. So it works very beautiful. You just have to keep them cleansed and keep them charged. But this is raw black tourmaline. You can get these from Amazon, but make sure if you're going to... Etsy has better crystals. Etsy and other different sites have better crystals. But Amazon's getting better, but you got to make sure you read through the reviews because sometimes they sell you costume jewelry, crystals and stuff like that. They don't be real. So make sure you get raw cut crystals if you can. The polished ones like this one. This is my pendulum. This is lapis. The lapis lazuli. Yeah, lapis lazuli. Lapis. I call it lapis. The lapis crystal. And in the words of my niece, it's lapis lazuli. If she was here, she would correct me. Get it together, boo. I didn't even know she knew about crystals and stuff like that. That little 9-year-old girl, she got me together. Okay? She can't believe she's almost 10. Oh, my baby know crystals. I'm so proud of her. These kids, they be knowing. But she's into science and you know, all that kind of stuff. So she's into that type of stuff. So she knows a lot. But okay, so what I'm going to show you guys, the base. Now the base for this spray is going to be the Destroy Everything. And I got this for like $9 and some change. It may be like $10 or $11, $12 now. I know the prices normally go up in the summer. But Cruzella & Co. out in Miami, Florida. When I tell you Destroy Everything cologne, baby, this right here, you can get this on Amazon. You can find it different places, but Amazon is normally going to be the cheapest that you can find it so far. And when I tell you, baby, get you a bottle. I keep a bottle of this. This in a spray bottle by itself repels a lot of negative energy. It repels a lot of negative, just anything. People, beings, objects, whatever. They don't like it. It drives their senses and everything crazy. People do not, they stay away from you. And I've used this in the workplace. I've used it at the grocery store. I've used it in public places and stuff. It works perfect. Okay, the next one is going to be, I'm going to show you guys this. the Florida water, Murray and Lemon. Florida water. There's 2 different brands I normally use, but this is the one I normally try to keep using. Because I use their Florida water soap that they make as well. That's another thing too. I hadn't stocked up on that. It's the only thing I didn't stock up on, and I need to. That works really well, especially if you don't feel like doing salt baths. That is another way of doing it. You can cleanse yourself with regular soap, and then what you do is, of course, come back and you cleanse yourself, pray and everything over yourself and stuff like that. I wash my face with it. Body, everything on down. It is, kitty cat friendly, at least to me. I don't know about other people, but it's friendly, which I'm actually shocked it is. It smells really good. So you would do that at night. You can do it in the morning, but normally it works better. At least I guess it would be on a person-to-person basis, but it works really good. But this is Florida water, so this is going to be our second base for this. And like I said, this is a 16 fluid ounce bottle. I stocked up on this a couple months ago. Like I said, I did all my spiritual shopping a little earlier this year instead of waiting till the summer to do it. I did it earlier since I had the coins to do it. And I went ahead and did it. I knew it would come in handy. I knew. It was like during quarantine and stuff. I went ahead and got it done. The next one is going to be the Rue water, which is why it's green. That green color. And I actually just recorded a video I'm going to upload to YouTube. But I'm going to make sure I have something over here on the IGTV. Just in case you're not subscribed over there, which you should. Go over there and subscribe. You know how you doing. It's it's other videos over there too. I also have a video on budget friendly. I recorded it in January or March. I want to say March, right before quarantine, about how you guys can make stuff for less and get your candles and stuff like that. And I found some stuff at Dollar Tree actually this week and last week. And they're restocking. Actually, I went in there today. They were restocking today, so I couldn't really. And then I was in a rush to get back home. This was after the gym, so I was ready to shower and be my OCD self. And calm down for the night. And get ready for Cards and Coffee, which is over there live now, over here on IGTV. Yes, it is. But this right here, Rue water. I got a 2-pack of this Rue water. Is this Corella Co? Yeah, Corella & Co. From Miami, Florida. I got a 2-pack for $8 and I think 88 cents or something like that. 888 or something like that. I'm going to make this, like it has the color agent in it. I like it. It smells pretty good. They all smell good. It smells pretty good. And I just use a little bit of this. I have one full bottle and like I literally just use a little bit of this at a time because that's all it takes with that. But I'm going to learn how to make this in the Florida water. If I can learn how to make the Destroy Everything, this right here, I recommend this one, honey. Especially if you got some black magic or somebody sending things to you and stuff like this. Dabbing this on you just a little bit or even bathing in this as well. But I like to spray it on me. Like I said, that's why it's the base for this. Most of this is going to be the Destroy Everything cologne. Also, I have my little dropper here. I use this. I have a couple of these. I use these for my when I make my products and stuff. So also, I have sage oil. Sage oil, that's good for protection, and it's just like how the properties of using the different types of sages. Same thing for sage oil. Cedar wood as well. You got cedar wood. It serves different purposes also for protection and repelling negative energy and things. Lavender. A lot of people didn't know that. Lavender as well. And then tea tree. I don't have rosemary essential oil, and I'm out of a couple other oils. I forgot to stock up on those. So that's going to be in the next round. But I have the Now essential oil. This is tea tree. So if you don't have rosemary, you can use tea tree. There's other things that can substitute. If just in case you can't find or you don't have it in your area or you can't order something like that and you just need to grab and go and make this immediately. Tea tree replaces rosemary oil. They're substitutes to each essential oil, just like they're substitutes for candles for protection and color coding and stuff like that. And you can use this and this instead of this one item. You may have to use 2 of these, or you can use this one item to replace 2 other items. Like some of these essential oils actually serve the same purpose, but also they may cause like lavender and peppermint, 2 different types of herbal plants, 2 different types of essential oil, but they both serve similar purpose as far as protection and also healing as well. We also have peppermint oil as well. That's going to be our last ingredient in here, which I need to go get some more. Burning rosemary and peppermint either individually or together, especially with the sage oil. Also eucalyptus, which I don't have. That's rosemary and eucalyptus is something I meant to, I forgot. I was stocking up and I couldn't remember. I made a whole list and I forgot to put those two on there. But essential oils, things like incense, stuff like that, you can use stuff that we normally already have. You can put them in your diffuser. You can put them in your burner. You can put them in elixir sprays and elixirs and different things like that in your bath, spiritual baths and stuff like that to, you know, help repel and protect yourself, also to heal at the same time. Like I said, each one of these essential oils have different components. They're healing, well as they help remove and repel negative energy and also put up a protection shield around yourself, especially with the roux waters and colognes and stuff like that. I call them roux water, the waters, basically. Cleansing waters and protection waters and stuff. So, okay, so, like I said, I've already did this. I already recorded the video. That video is going to be on YouTube as well. The internet's acting crazy, so I made sure I put it over on IGTV so that I got some type of, this wasn't in vain or nothing. It's never in vain, but just in case, this internet, I have 2 videos I need to upload, and it just we're going to keep our fingers crossed, because it ain't something ain't right. It's all right. So, normally when I spray it, I like to shake it up. Like I said, there is a clear quartz crystal. I like to use that crystal because it is universal. Citronella. You can use all this other stuff as well. Rosemary is really good though. It's just really strong. It's just like tea tree. It's really strong. And also be careful with the crystal you're using. Some crystals cannot be around even essential oils, even though they are natural. So use a clear quartz and use certain ones. And if you're going to be, like I said, on Pinterest, on Google, and you're finding different recipes, do extra research, because some crystals can't touch water or be in water for long periods of time. And even with this crystal, after this, I probably need to maybe replace it, or at least recharge it. I'm going to recharge it in some salt water and then put it back. You know what I'm saying? Or I think I'm going to just replace it. I just need a little small tumbler. And this is a raw stone too. So also raw stones are a little different than your polished stones as well. And if you don't know what a raw stone and how a polished, this is a polished stone because it's shaped and smooth. If this is a raw stone, it's just cut. Naturally cut. You know, so this is a raw stone. It has no smooth lines or definite shape versus something like this, you know, polished and pretty, basically. Okay, so like I said, I spray my aura. Normally I'm standing up. I spray my aura, and then I go over. Be careful not to get in your eye. And I spray my chakra area from your crown to your root chakra, and you know all that. Hey, Spirit, I seen a big old white orb just fly past me, so, you know, we're on the right track. And it has peppermint in it, so it's going to have that soothing, that soothing feeling, but just try not to get this in your eye. If you have sensitive skin, make sure you're reducing how much essential oils are in here. Depending on the size of your bottle, this is like a little, I want to say like a little 2-ounce bottle, maybe like a 2-ounce bottle, something like that. Make sure you're not putting a whole lot of essential oils. Like I said, that's one reason why I use a pipette that I use for my products. I use a pipette, especially with the sage oil. I did 10 drops of sage oil, 10 drops of cedar oil, 10 drops of lavender, 2 No more than 2 to 3 drops of tea tree. Tea tree is really strong, and if you do too much, it can be irritating on the skin, and also the smell will overpower everything else, the root water included. And also just a splash of peppermint oil. I would do 10 drops. If you can do 5 drops of this, because this is strong too, peppermint oil too. At least it smells better. Maybe five drops, maybe 5, no more than 10 drops of peppermint oil. But you honestly won't even need that much. I would do maybe 5 to 8 drops. You know what I'm saying? So I just did I say a splash because I just soup. So that was about maybe like 5 to 10 drops of peppermint oil. And like I said, you should take it. You shake. I may put a little lightning charged water. I got to actually finally, I hadn't had lightning water, charged water in a long time. I may put a little bit of that, just a little bit in there, because the essential oils are in here now. Shake it up and make sure you're shaking it up. Try to shake it up every other day or something like that. Because once the essential oils, they will come to the top. They will come to the top, and just shake it up. You can put herbs in here. You can put, like I said, if you don't have essential oil rosemary, you can put bay leaf, your pure rosemary, thyme. What else is there? Shoots, bay leaf. Shit, you damn near can put garlic in here. I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't mix well. But when you need to protect yourself, it's a little different, right? You can put some thyme in there. You can put some more lavender flowers in there. You can put different crystals in there. You can pretty much mix it up. It just depends on your needs. And also, if you have sensitive skin, reduce, especially the tea tree, peppermint, and maybe, like, I use more so sage oil. Also, you can burn that sage oil with the peppermint oil as well. Rosemary, lavender and sage oil, and cedar, like a cedar wood and stuff like that. If you don't have sandalwood, you can get cedar wood. I am going to invest in some more essential oils very soon, because eucalyptus is good. If you don't have peppermint, you can use eucalyptus. Play around with it with that rosemary or something serious. Rosemary with that sage oil and maybe a little sandalwood or something like that, and frankincense. Myrrh, a little myrrh if you got it. If you can get frankincense and myrrh together, that's even better. Well, my incense burnt down, but that's what I like to burn a lot, frankincense and myrrh. Especially if you know you have a lot of negative energy that is being sent to you, or that comes around you, or anything like that. Burn frankincense and myrrh with sandalwood. Frankincense and myrrh incense with a sandalwood incense. You can use the frankincense and myrrh resin, and you can also use the frankincense and myrrh incense, essential oils. All of them serve different. They're different physical properties, but they serve the same purpose almost. It's just one property is a little stronger than others. Also, I'm going to show you guys my elixir I made. Like I said, I like these things to set up. Also, I like to kind of charge them. It's already charged, but it has to kind of sit to let everything infuse, right? So I am going to show you how to make that. Similar ingredients. Like I said, that's one reason why I stock up on so many stuff, because it like they have duality and different things that I like to do. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is something that your grandparents probably was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my mom and them used to carry the holy oil. Get up Saturday morning, play that Shirley Caesar, and burn them house blessing incense. Or spray that house blessing incense, the original, not this fake stuff that we got in these little fake plastic cans or whatever, little cheap aluminum cans, but the real thick can of Indian house blessing air freshener is actually really I get a little lazy like anybody else too. It'd be different stuff going on with me energetically, especially with all this madness that seems to be calming down a little bit. Thank gosh. But yeah, like this week is real quiet right now. Like I said, everything's getting ready to come out, so I need y'all to kind of protect yourself. Also, Carbs and Coffee 624. If you're watching this at a later date and time, go to the first hour of Carbs and Coffee. I talk about June 30th, 2020, throughout that whole first half of July. So from June, which is 6/30, June 30th, throughout the whole first half of July. Please protect yourself. Please make sure you're protecting your aura and your energy. Be cautious of what you're doing and stuff like that, and just kind of protect yourself. Also, I do have some other stuff. I already did the Dream Challenge and stuff like that. Also in the Carbs and Coffee 6/24/2020. If you're watching this at a later date. But this is just one of them. Like I said, you can, even if you can't get all this stuff, and it seems like a lot because I'm extra. If you can't afford this and stuff, you can at least get you some Florida water. And this is just a big bottle. It's going to come in a bottle like this, similar to the Rue waters and everything. Similar, because these are made by similar companies, except for this one. Now, there's a couple different brands of Florida water. This is the one I use, but Florida water, you have to just find out which brand is for you. But I know this has been around one of the longest. This brand, and there's another brand I normally use. I can't remember the name of it right now. But I normally get this brand because I'm able to find it. So even if you just use some Florida water, you can put some, white sage or sage essential oil. Even if you just do that in a crystal. Florida water, and charge a crystal with intention and stuff like that, and Reiki charge it and place it in your Florida water. Spray it, say your anointing prayers and stuff like that, and you're good to go as well. And that'll be a more affordable way as well. You can make charged water. It's just placing a clear quartz crystal, a little salt water or pink Himalayan in your water, and you can take your hands. I'm going to show you, right? Normally, I cleanse my hands with a little Florida water or something. You cleanse your hands first. You just take your hands and you can chant. There's different chants you can use, and just charge it with your intention. You can pray over the water. Make it like literally spiritual holy water. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can pray over it, anoint your waters and stuff like that. You can anoint your washes. There's different stuff. It ain't always just one thing. You know what I'm saying? You can take a couple drops of essential oil. Like I said, sandalwood, rosemary, all this. There's so much. And it's stuff that we normally already use. You can even go to, like, a lot of the mom and pop stores now. The grocery stores have essential oils for cheap now. You know what I'm saying? Or for less, rather. Essential oils are not cheap, depending on where you're going to get it from. This little bottle of peppermint oil, I got this from Family Dollar for $5. They had that, lavender, tea tree, and I think that was it. And then they had, like, almond oil. When you get, like, once we get to the elixir, I'm going to show you guys how to make that, right? There's elixirs you can make. You can take a lot of different herbal stuff you got in your kitchen. Stuff at the Dollar Tree. And you can take that and literally make protection stuff or make healing washes, make teas and brews. It's all the stuff out here, especially Dollar Tree. They have, like, their teas are 100% chamomile, 100% mint, stuff like that, 100% green tea. It's just regular basic stuff. You can take that and make washes and stuff like that with, make spiritual baths and cleansers and all that type of stuff with, and sprays and all this stuff, and herbal dust and stuff, all this stuff. You can get the red brick dust. A lot of people don't even know it's right in front of our faces. I got basil growing in my little planter pots right now. Excuse me. I got some basil and some other herbs and stuff growing. You can grow it yourself. You can do it like that. It took literally no time for that basil to grow. I can actually pick it now. It took less than a month. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to do it like that, you can go to the grocery store and get the they have them in the produce department in the little cooler section. You can get your fresh rosemary, fresh thyme. You can get you some bay leaf. You can get all this to keep yourself safe and protected. But the only thing is, if you know for a fact that you're negative and you're expelling that negativity and stuff like that, it's not gonna work to protect you. Karma just gonna kick you in the ass. That's just how that's how that works. But if you know for a fact You're not harming nobody, but you feel like you're spiritually under attack. And things are weird are going and happening and stuff like that. Get you something to combat some stuff, especially if you're around, if there's a lot of people in your home. Apartment complexes, I've heard some stories lately on the apartment complexes, the energy. Please make sure before you move into an apartment or even a house or anything, even a new business, you cleanse everything literally physically and then also spiritually cleanse the place and place things in place to kind of capture any negative energy or anything that may be there and stuff like that. I even where I've worked over the years, I've had some issues with that. It was more so spiritual than a huge amount of people in there. It was just too much energy. But also, the building's old as well, and you just never know what's tied or attached to that foundation or even that building, or what happened has happened. A lot of to practice it is different. Make sure it's of your alignment. You don't want something to boomerang and backfire because you want to play. What did that tarot reader Willy Wonka at the altar or something? It was something weird. She said, "Willy, yeah, you don't want to be like Willy Wonka, like how he had everything, all this weird stuff going on, his factory and stuff like that. You don't want that. It's exactly like Willy Wonka, like how he had it a certain way. He had certain rules and stuff like that. Then you got these outsiders coming in, messing up everything, and then now you got to kick them out your factory. the mysterious factory of Willy Wonka. You know what I'm saying? It's similar to that when it comes to spirituality and stuff like that. So when I teach certain stuff, I'm going to teach. It may be general to most, but sometimes you have to teach people the general stuff because introducing them to something that's a little bit more advanced and then spiritually they're not ready, they can really cause harm to themselves. And this is based off of experience. There was one thing, and I explained it another day because it's going to take a little bit too much time. But yeah, that right there, it was something simple, and it's just like you have to make sure, like, for example, your tarot cards are cleansed. Your altar is a certain way, and it's cleansed, and stuff like that. See, a lot of people, they don't, it wasn't, especially back then, it wasn't a whole lot to learn. And even in some of the books, it wasn't even, like that. And they didn't give like detailed information. So you have to really break it down. But you cannot teach everybody everything. Everybody's not supposed to know everything. That's like a spiritual practitioner code type of thing. Unless they're having a very one-on-one problem where they have to come to somebody in private, and it's something really bad, then you can tell them this advanced level thing to do or a system and stuff like that. And I've seen other people, and I've actually worked with people. I actually had this one client rather, and she actually just contacted me, and spirit is like, no, baby, no. And I felt her getting ready to contact me, so I didn't, I normally I'm not rude, so I was like, I'm not going to respond until I'm guided to respond. I thought about her probably 2 months ago because she was scheduled for a reading. She wanted a reading. It's like people want stuff for free, and I have been giving free stuff, but certain stuff I do charge for. Readings I do charge for. That takes a lot of energy, especially she was having maybe love and relationship issues and stuff like that. And I told her, love spells. She went out when I first met her. She talked about like I said, I like to talk to them, get to know them first, one-on-one, just kind of feel what their personality and what their energy is. She had beautiful energy, but I knew that there was a spiritual attachment. I knew that there was no type of form because I had to walk her through crystals. I had to walk her through it. And mind you, that was free. I did all that for free. Like I said, I don't mind spiritually giving out. That's why I do cards and coffee and stuff like that. I don't mind. But certain stuff I do charge for. And, you know, she thought she was going to get a free reading. And even though I let her know, like, okay, well, I have to charge for the reading. Personal reading. Because, mind you, I was working sun up, sundown. And then, this is right, I think 2 or 3 weeks before quarantine. Like, when I tell you energetically, my schedule was just trash. Like, it was off. And then that would have literally depleted me. Because, like, when you take on customers and stuff like that. And this is another thing, too. This stuff like this, little simple stuff like this, would actually help you energetically wise over time. Also with healing and just with your aura and energy and stuff like that. Because sometimes, you know, I had one person want to become a client of my customer. No, Spirit said no. They hope them breaks, girl. Like, you can't help everybody. And then spiritually, I be wanting to play Superman, and I can't do it. When Spirit says no, God says no. Your ancestors and your angels and your gods are telling you no. No, they mean that. They mean that. Like, you will get punished. I've gotten punished for helping people when I was supposed to just sit back and let them figure it out. And then you go, you're guided to help them and stuff like that. And even like now, right now, that's very hard for me not to do. I have to sit back and let people guide themselves. And then you're able to go back when you're guided to help them. But other than that, sometimes you have to sit back and let them figure it out. But back to the love spell, she had a candle. That pink candle, I see it everywhere. Love spells, you cannot take away a person's free will because it's going to boomerang and backfire on you. It's going to backfire on you. And it's okay to invoke the love energy for yourself and to just to have that in your aura, in your space, and in your life. That's different. But we talking about like, she wanted to get somebody away from somebody. No, you cannot do that. Because even if you do, you're gonna have to keep doing it. Over and over and over and over and over and over. And then eventually, the thing about magic and spiritual practices and stuff like that, the more you use it, especially in a negative outcome type of sense, like certain love spells, where it's against a person's free will and stuff like that, you have to keep doing it. And then eventually it wears itself off. Same thing with dark magic, black magic. Certain spells and certain remedies and stuff like that eventually wears off over time. Even some protection stuff. Where you do it so much, it wears off. That's one reason why it was a white orb. A white orb said, zoop. Hey, Spirit, how you doing? Hey, angels, how are you? Archangel Michael was here. What was that? I sat at my altar, I think was that last Saturday? Saturday or Sunday. I sat at the altar half a day actually creating some stuff and just reading and stuff like that and listening to music and readings. But far as to get back to this before this timer pops up on this bad boy, you have to really make sure you're not doing anything that's gonna, like I said, the intent, you can work at the altar, not work at the altar, do simple general stuff like this, or, you know, get into like, you know, the candles and all that kind of stuff like that. There's different levels to all this stuff. It's just what your preference is and what you're comfortable working with. But eventually you have to kind of grow and evolve. The more you grow and evolve, the more you're going to learn and all that type of stuff. Even I'm learning a lot more stuff. It takes time to research and absorb that information and stuff. And also, you can love God and be spiritual. You're human, alright? Your connection with divine, the Most High, the universe, the world around you, the realms and everything else, your ancestors, angels, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. Don't worry about what people say and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, it is not illegal to protect your energy. It's not illegal to protect your energy. You do what you got to do. If you know you're under attack or something ain't right, or it's too quiet, and people are plotting on taking your, you know, legacy over your life and stuff like that, even though nobody can do that, but, you know, neither here nor there, they try. You still have to protect yourself. Especially if you know you astral project, you have psychic abilities, you have empathic, especially if you're an empath, you're going to need this. Especially if you're going into spiritual teaching and practicing and stuff like that, you're going to need this because you're going to naturally draw in and attract people and energies and entities and beings, both good and bad. You're going to attract a lot to you. A lot. The brighter the brighter your light is, the more you're going to attract. It's kind of like football stadium lights. First it's dark and they cut those stadium lights on, you're going to be attracted to it, right? Especially if you're like a mile away and it's in darkness. Then all of a sudden this big ass bright light is, boom, it's right there. Guess what? you're going to be attracted to it. You're going to go to it. And trust me, spirits and everything, they will come to you naturally. Sometimes the ancestors will come to you naturally in human form. Pay attention to who you're running to. I met a beautiful older lady today at the store. At the store today. I was like, that was one of them ancestors. The way she talked, I was like, okay, I know what you are now. Angels, everything. And then last week, I was coming from the gym. I stopped by Dollar Tree just to check out some stuff. And then I had to go to the grocery store to get some stuff too. And I looked. There was this man. He was asking for money. I was like, he don't have no energy. He don't have. It was like he was empty, or I don't know what that was. So I was like, well, God forgive me. He asked for some money. He was like cleaning windows or whatever like that. He had asked for money. He didn't look homeless. It was just weird. He didn't look homeless enough, but you never know. And I really didn't even have any. I think I only had like $1 in cash. I don't really travel with cash, especially when I'm going to like somewhere like the gym. I normally carry just my debit card or something like that. So, and I was just like, I don't know. He was just really weird. And then I ended up meeting another lady at the same grocery store last week and helped her out and stuff like that, just with information stuff. So you just never know, especially once you start to practicing and you're connecting with certain like angels or deities or anything like that. Especially you're doing tarot. Like I said, that's not a joke. That's not a game to play with. That's not a game. It's a very dangerous game to play with tarot. It may not look like much to some people, but there's rules to that, spiritual rules to that as well. And you have to know how to cleanse and protect yourself and stuff like that, to keep from having attachments. I see it every day on YouTube. Some of these people don't even know they have spiritual attachments, but I can see it. Like I said, sometimes you're born with the gift, and then it naturally develops with you as you kind of go into your spiritual journey and stuff like that. This was only supposed to have been a elixir video, but I guess, we gonna just keep going, I guess, with it. But this is a spiritual lesson. Ooh, they got in my eye just a little bit. It didn't burn though. Didn't burn. So okay, with everything else, it looks like it's too much. So I don't have to put the charged water in there. But I am gonna put my other little crystal in that. And you just normally I let them sit at the altar or something like that. Also, you can let them make them and let them set under the moonlight. If you use sun magic, you can use sun magic. I use moonlight. I know some people put their crystals out in the sun. Certain ones you can put out in the sun. They need the vitamin D and stuff from the sun to charge up. And then most crystals I just use moonlight, or you can use a little salt water. If you got pink Himalayan salt, you can get all that at Dollar Tree. I have a video over on YouTube earlier this year. You can get it literally most things except for crystals at the Dollar Tree. There's different stuff. You can get Ultra Supply. There's all kind of videos on YouTube, but I already did a video. But I'm going to do an updated one because it is the summer. And I did see some things I did like. But I've been more so trying to grow my own herbs and stuff like that. But also you have, it's some of everything you can get there. Teas. And then you can use some of your teas inside of your herbal baths, elixirs, and all this, everything. When you get it and you stock up on it, you don't have to buy everything all at once. You don't have to. I did it because I know how I work and function as far as like a budget and stuff like that, especially with what's going on now with everything after quarantine and stuff like that, right? It's just now. So I called. I said I'm gonna have to stock up early now, and I'm glad I got that hunch to go ahead and stock up. I did. Everybody was looking at me like, "Why are you buying all this stuff? You always shop. You have another package." They didn't understand. You have to prepare sometime. If you know like what's ahead, and you just know stuff. Especially you blessed with the gift, and you see the cautioning and warning signs. You go ahead and stock up. Like I said, stocking up just really on the Florida water. Of course, you have your white sage. I also have frankincense resin, and different herbs and stuff I can burn on the charcoal burner. Like, this is a charcoal burner. I have another one that I use to actually burn the actual herbs and stuff on. That one got like maybe another year left before I have to put it down. But normally it's holding my other sage as an offering on my altar. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Everything you can get literally from Dollar Tree. I have a video over here on IGTV, also on my page if you go back earlier on in 2020, and also over on YouTube. I have a couple different videos on that as well. I've already recorded. Well, like I said, your everyday stuff that's in your house, stuff that's in your kitchen, stuff that may be in your pantry, Epsom salt, all this stuff. You have to think of old world practices. a lot of that stuff comes into now. It ain't always about this high-tech stuff that we got going on. Also, anything like a bell, wind chimes, what is it, dream catcher, I mean, a sound bowl, like just different stuff. But a bell is really good as well. A bell, you can get a bell somewhere, anywhere now. Those little bells that with it, go ahead and go for it. Practice, especially depending on what's going on, what you need, or maybe maybe a client or a customer or somebody, family member, you may have to make something for them. You just never know. And it seems like we're going back to the old way in the old world of doing stuff. So why not? But you don't have to buy all this stuff. It took time. Actually, this was my first altar. This is a laptop stand, one with those little legs to it. I just put a cloth on top of it, candles, my crystals and stuff. This was actually my original little small altar I would put in the corner of a room, pray and meditate. I had it for years, and now I have an actual long length table that I manifested earlier this year via my neighbor. God came right on through. I was praying about it. So I said, I wish I had a bigger table. I can pray a little bit more. I can work and practice a little bit more. And that actually stopped me. This little small one, I love it, but it stopped me from kind of practice. And I was like, I wish I needed a bigger space. That way I can kind of, practice a little bit more and introduce some, more stuff. I just need the room. And I manifested not one but two tables. But unfortunately, one table was kind of it needed to be repaired. And I was like, I just don't have the room to store it. It was a beautiful antique marble, but it was broken. I was like, I'm not going to fix it. I think somebody actually came and got that table. So, I got two for $10. Actually, the one table was $10, but my neighbor ended up giving it to me two for $10. So two table, wide length coffee tables, and that's where I got. Now I have a long, beautiful altar. I love it, and that's what I manifested. And like I said, sometimes it just takes the simple stuff. It's simple stuff. You can manifest simple stuff. It's just simple stuff. I manifested actually quite a lot this year. Without really knowing, even with the black magic and stuff going on, it naturally happens now. What I speak, it comes into existence. That's why I am rooting and hoping everybody's going to go in union so they can be in love and serve their divine missions and all that kind of stuff and just live happily and at peace and in love with the person that they love and get married and have beautiful little children, knock a lot of boots. A lot of boots. There's going to be a lot of boot knocking. That's where these babies about to come in. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next generation of people. And everybody's going into their little divine purposes. You seeing people getting married now. I actually just did a dream challenge about somebody's bachelorette party in New York, like a New York City type of, whatever. It's good so far. It's as crazy as the world, even though the world is literally on fire in front of us, I can still see the blessings that are peeking through. And then people, I spoke with a gentleman actually. I was on my way to the gym and just have, what I'm saying? I was out and just talking to him. And to hear a man say, it's something we were talking about, everybody quarantined and just different random stuff and politics and stuff like that. And he was just saying how I hope I can find somebody. And this something, I just feel like it's something in the air. It's he was like, it's love or something in the air. It is. It's love in there. We're a season behind due to quarantine, but I do feel like love is in the air. It's been in the air, but it's really in the air. Summer love. I'm Aphrodite. I'm channeling Aphrodite's energy. I'm really rooting for people to fall in love and just be beautiful, be themselves. And all this type of different stuff. I'm really rooting. People just need a little more love. Real love, not no fake shit. Like that real stuff. I'm starting to see people hold hands with their mate. And it's really, I said, that's what I'm talking about. There you go. I do feel like I was Aphrodite or somebody in the past life. I had somebody dealing with love. I love love a little too much. I think love is beautiful on people. And just them, being divinely put together and knocking boots, and that way they can stop fussing and puffing. Yeah. And that's what some people just need, just some love. That's it. And just like I said, I had a dream channel about a family. There's generational curses being lifted via the ancestors and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. It's beautiful. It's hard to watch almost, and it's just kind of almost flabbergasted. You know, kind of leaves you breathless, or just kind of like, wow. And it makes you inquisitive about stuff, and just it makes you just kind of just sit back like, oh my God, this is actually happening in the world right now. But yeah, it is. And even in the spirit realm, there's stuff happening and everything. It's all kinds of stuff. I do have some more dream challenges I have to go through. Also, the podcast, internet has been acting really weird. It's some weird stuff going on. We're going to try to get it popping. I want to say Monday. Monday's the what? The 28th? So I'm going to try to have the podcast up Monday morning or Monday afternoon. Probably Monday. I'm going to do it Monday because I have to do it live in order to do it. So live Monday. So I'm going to try to have it up Monday for you guys. That internet is just a beast right now. On top of the other energetic interferences and stuff like that. But it's not as bad actually. Like I said, I put in some work on that altar the other day. And you know, it's paying off energetically. I have to battle a little bit here and there. But it's alright. It ain't as bad as it was. And then the retrograde is actually helping versus hurting this time. It takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you, just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's so much research. If you go to the Goddess Complex over on Pinterest, I have some nice boards. I find a lot of information, and I've been saving them. So far, people have been liking them. So go on over here. Just be careful. I did say something that I don't know whether some people are ready for that, but it is a lot of information, and it will freak you out just a little bit. But just read it, take it in. There's beautiful affirmation. Hey, how you doing? We're actually getting ready to wrap up, so make sure you watch the replay of this right here. I show you how to use the Destroy Everything, the root water, Florida water, to how to make your own smudging spray. I call it the Repel Evil spray. And like I said, I spray this over my aura. I spray this down the chakra alignment. And also, but be careful, of course, on your face and stuff like that, especially if you have sensitive skin. I just kind of spray it and let it kind of mist downward energetically in your aura field. And also, like I said, I spray that also on, like, crystals sometimes. But I normally do the Florida water for the crystal. But you can do that as well over certain objects and crystals and stuff as well. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of information. Make sure you watch the replay of this. Like I said, it's a very simple recipe, but I also give ideas for some simple way. Like I said, you can just take Florida water, pray and anoint it, affirm affirmations and intentions over it, and then, you know, mist it and spray. I normally spray my hands before I do the tarot as well with the Florida water. But this right here will scare away some negative energy and repel some stuff, and it helps create a shield around you as well. And you can pretty much use what you got. If you don't have all these things, you don't have to run out and go get them. You know what I'm saying? You can just kind of, you know, use what you got and use what you can get as well. If you can afford to get everything, then cool. If not, you don't have to. But like I said, the world is changing. There's some beautiful winter season going into that spring solstice and equinox, basically. Going into that right there. The spring was probably the roughest. Because there was a lot of old cycles that needed to kind of leave. Okay, see, the internet's making it pause over and over again. So, that's a sign we're going to wrap this thing up. Also, I did a video on my beauty series over here on IG. I also have it over on YouTube as well. You just click the link in the bio. It's youtube.com/the Goddess Complex over on YouTube. The finishing touch is the dermaplane blade. My skin is like beaming, glowing. It did a great job. It did a great job. You guys see that? If you don't know what dermaplaning is, it's just removing peach fuzz. Peach fuzz. I did a little bit of my eyebrows, just a little bit. And then I got rid of some of my sideburns that grow. I have thick hair, so my sideburns are a little... They're softer and they're smoother, so they grow a little faster than other parts of my hair. But I normally shape those up. And also tapered a little bit of the back of my nape area. It did a great job back there. like you would take some trimmers. Like, it did a great job. So you could trim the back of your hair and also your sideburns. I did a little bit of my eyebrows, just a little bit of my eyebrows. I still want to let it grow in a little bit. And that's pretty much it. Like, I like it. It comes with 4 blades. I got it at Dollar General for $10. And then you can sanitize and cleanse those blades. Let them air dry. And, you know, of course, you can keep them disinfected and stuff like that. Cleanse. You can keep using them. I'm thinking about letting my, well, my sister already has one. I may give one to my cousin to let her try it out. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I think I got one more video in me to make. But I think I'm just going to rest. That video can wait. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. So I may get back up and make this. One more video I need to make. But I'm going to go ahead and upload this one to IG. And then I have another one I can do this weekend. So thank you for watching. Make sure you catch the Cards and Coffee. We did 2 hours. 2 hours last night. Really good. The first one is 18 and up. It's a little explicit. Some curse words and stuff in there, you know. Yeah. It's some curse words and some stuff, but it's really fun. It's actually more funny than anything else, but insightful as well. Shout out to those twin flames and those soulmates that are going into those divine counterpart unions and stuff. You know, may the Lord be with you. Lord knows I put up a protection prayer for you guys, and I guess I'm going to teach that a little bit later. I don't think people are ready to hear that one, but I've been praying for you guys to go in union. We all going in union. After what I've read and seen and all, and people are talking about their experiences and stuff like that. Oh, damn that. We going in union. We all going in union. Forget that. We just going to have to do what we got to do. It's going to happen anyway, but like, we're going to do what we got to do, okay? And sometimes you have to just kind of, you know, do what you got to do. Respectfully towards divine. You let the divine do their job, but you do your part as well. But I know I've been rooting. I put in some prayer for the divine feminines and the divine masculine, and even their children, even the ones that ain't even here. We've been putting in that altar work, that prayer. You'd be amazed how powerful some words is, especially coming from somebody with good intentions. Oh, honey, things get done in a certain way. But I'm really rooting for everybody. Like I said, even if you don't agree, even if you don't want to go in union, don't give up on love. Especially because, you know, sometimes people don't go in union with their twin. They have a divine soulmate and stuff, and, you know, stuff like that. That's other stuff. So don't give up on love. And that's something else I'll talk about later. I talked about it a little bit last week. And I'm going to talk about it again this week because I've been seeing it a lot. Especially in the divine feminine forums and stuff like that. Don't give up on love. Like, that's the worst thing you can do. You know, not all people go in union with their twin, but there is like literally a divine soulmate. There's it don't just stop there. It don't just stop there at the twin thing. No, you have soulmates and stuff like that. It just depends on your journey, your life, and also free will and choices and stuff like that. But I'm rooting for everybody to be with the person they're supposed to be with divinely. And that's if you healed and put in the work. If you ain't put in no work, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna happen. Also, I was watching, who video was that? What's that, Sapphire's video? She talk about, like, the different stuff like that. If you know you've been doing some ill shit and some fucked up stuff, and you think you finna go on what did she say? You think you finna go on a divine union? No. You gonna work your way up, boo. You finna work your way up, but everybody does that. Everybody. There's not one person I hadn't seen or heard speak about their soulmate or twin flame unions or divine counterparts that they hadn't talked about how they had to work, because there's a certain level of healing that has to take place. There's spiritual awakening, there's shadow work, which is, of course, you know, the dark night of the soul and stuff like that. There's a balance that has to take place first. And there's other stuff in your personal life, you know, you want to work with, especially if you had like childhood traumas and stuff like that. There's certain stuff that has to kind of take place and stuff like that, but it's worth it. Especially just union or no union, you get to work on yourself. You get to work on yourself. You get to be happy with yourself. Like now, after all of this that I've been through, I had to look at myself. I looked at an old picture of me from a year ago. I was like, I was happy, but not as happy as I could be. I was weird feeling. You know, it's like I was weird feeling. And now, like, looking at that picture from a year ago to now, completely different person. Don't nothing really bother me. Even when black magic and stuff is being sent to me, it really doesn't affect me. Like, you know, it don't do nothing to me now. Because I've healed. So it's a certain amount of, like I said, an amount of healing that has to take place. That's why I'm not even worried about my union. It's meant to happen. It's going to happen. That's how I put it. You put in the work, and you're more so putting in the work on yourself versus the actual union. And once you kind of go in reconciliation and union, well, union, whatever, that's the other next book that has to be done of healing and stuff like that. So until, I mean, just chill out. Just don't give up on yourself, and don't give up on love, and don't give up on things that you love and stuff that you love. Just don't. You're going to be tried and challenged, and especially if you're in a situation where you're in a sacred union, you're going to be tried by every part of the universe. You feel me? It's just up to you and divine. Well, divine already knows. It's just really up to you. They normally give us a choice and an option. But giving up, for me, is not an option. Now, especially when it comes to love, oh no. I've been through all this. Do you motherfuckers that know how many demons I done fought for you people? People don't understand. Like, do you not know how many demons and entities and all this stuff? Like, I've been fighting, bro. I've been fighting really all my life, and I didn't even know it until now. But, like, people been fighting. Like, I've been fighting, and people aren't. And there's people who are, like, spiritually gifted. We've been fighting. A lot of people are fighting and don't even know that they're fighting. Our ancestors are fighting. Our angels or other deities and stuff are fighting. Divine, the creator is fighting. Like, it's a battle. Like, y'all don't understand. Oh, I'm getting every blessing. I claim that. I'm getting my divine union. I'm getting all that. But I'm willing to fight. I've been fighting, but I'm really willing to fight. Like, I'm going to fight you. I don't have to fight, but I'm going to fight, if that makes sense. Like, I literally don't have to. It's at the point now, like I said, healing was the biggest part of this journey. And I wish a lot of divine feminines, I can't speak too much on the divine masculine because I'm a masculine feminine, but I'm more so a actual divine feminine. I just have masculine traits a little bit. But I'm definitely a feminine. Okay? And it's like, you know, like, all this was worth it. At first, I was like, especially when I walked away and went into there's 6 or 7 stages to the twin. I think 6 stages of the twin flame journey. Separation. At the time, I didn't know. We'll talk about this later. The countdown is there, but just know it's all worth it. Just don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on love. Just, you know, you literally put it in divine hands.